It's come to my attention that some people have noticed that I'm using the wrong kind of fruit. The story that David Less told was about bananas in your ears, concepts in your ears. Well, the wonderful thing and the horrible thing about concepts is they come in many, 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 many different fruits. And you may have recalled that I said I kind of like the idea that it's not the concepts that block things, but the concepts filter how we hear. Some things we just don't hear. They just never really come through the filters. There was a movie a while back, and it starred an Aborigine, and he's in his Aboriginal state, he's just completely in the bush. And out of the sky drops a Coke bottle. Well, the story goes on with a certain aspect, but what was noticed was also that he couldn't see the Coke bottle. At first, he couldn't see it. He literally could not see it. It didn't fit in with his concepts. Another example of this is that I'm working with the Arabic pronunciation of the 99 names. And my ears, they can't hear certain syllables, certain consonants. I can't hear them. It's as if they're not there. That's because culturally I was brought up a certain way, and then I also am a little deficient in my ability to perceive and find differences. And I can't hear them. So this physical example of seeing or not hearing something that doesn't fit in with what you've always seen, and you've never seen that before and can't hear that sound. That's at the very simplest physical level. Our culture is a whole set of filters on how we look at things and how we see things. And I am of a Western culture, and my spiritual sort of pathway, it was directly from the 70s. And it just kept going with the same sort of trend of what the 70s was like. And so I often will say that the name that comes closest to my path is being a Sufi. That's the closest. So I've been working with a sheikh, Hassan Manasara, and we do a 99 name class. And it's about every week, but he travels so much, it turns out to be about every other week. And we meet together, and there's only about 4, 5, 6 of us doing a video conferencing. And I'm trying to learn from him. And yet I've got these incredible amount of filters on me. They're just all these filters. And the filters, if we were putting words to them, they would be a lot of linear stuff, beginning, middles, and end. In fact, when he first came to the country, I and several friends were trying to help him with his English and his presentation. And we were trying to make it fit into Western way, where there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. The introduction kind of talks about the beginning, middle, and end, and then at the end there's a kind of summary of the beginning, middle, and end. We're trying to have some structure to it. It was a little bit like that. No, that wasn't it. That was not what he was giving. That was not what he was offering. And we tried for English words, to get better and better English words. Well, we were trying to understand, tried to get it, tried to know knowledge that is known. That's Pure Vlad used to say, the bird of paradise will come, and if you try to grasp it, oh, it's gone. So I've been working with these classes, and I'm starting to experience some kind of different kind of knowing. And it's taken a long time. I mean, I've been doing this off and on for 2 or 3 years. And because I'm in a position of handling some of the technical stuff here and there, and because I'm friends with the family, and I keep going, I keep on it, I keep there, I keep trying to be present. And now it's beginning to make sense to me in another realm of knowing. It's a very different Sufi path, classical Sufi path. It's very, very different. And I have the last class that we did 2 days, 3 days ago, I put up nearby here, maybe there's a link or something, and I may do an excerpt here to kind of get some feeling here so you have some idea what the link might be. So.
She's so far out, she's in. It's like, it's like, and this felt like I'm so far in, I'm out. Do you know what I mean? It was like such a retreat to the inner world, and the expansion of the inner world gave me some information about light bodies, and my real energetic field was expanded and alive. And I feel like it has something to do with what Hamid was saying, about light. But
okay.
But that was my sense of it. And I just also wanted to say is that as an older person, getting more in touch with who I am without a body is very helpful information.
Wow. Yeah. It's so deep. Many points you touched here. It's really we say in Arabic البعيد عنك قريب. Anything that you mentioned, anything is away from you, it's within you.
Yeah.
It's very important. And you didn't say spiritual, you say non-material. It's very exact, come to say, expression that you express it, you say it very, very clear that I cannot say spiritual, I can say it's not material, because many people think it's not material, it's spiritual, but they don't know that there is a process between the spirit and between the material. We need to sometimes to get from this side until this side, it's something between. Some Sufis say it's nothing, but some Sufis say this is your journey in your process of thinking called latafa, the soft path. Latafa, like Ibn Arabi you say this, it's the soft path between the spiritual and the material. It's important for people to know this, and they can teach about this in the future. It's very important to catch this, because this is non-material and still not spirit. It's between. And some people say, what the meaning of this? We can say to them, this is the clarification of your spiritual ID.
My spiritual ideal?
Identity.
Identity.
Spiritual identity, because the way between the both sides, we can realize ourselves as external, as material, but we cannot realize ourselves as spiritual. Then it's to realize our spiritual identity, to know, to clarify, to know who we are. And this is the non-material, because we still swim here. Look at that world. Look at the world.
Yeah.
We say we have this land, this world, right? This land, come to say. Most of you say this land, this yard. We are living in this yard, okay? Great. And this is the material. And some people say, oh, but we have the spiritual, divine. It's great. I agree with this. What about the ocean? What about the water? You know, we can swim there, and the water can combine between the land and the spirit. And in our terminology, the water, it's a knowledge. It's a knowledge. It's not the given knowledge. It's the knowledge of experience. The knowledge of experience, it's within you, but you must get out to create the experience, to touch the knowledge and to come back to prove that this is true, because everything within us. Okay? I hope I didn't complicate anything. The far, but it's within you. The people think that it's far, it's within me. I remember when we went to Sheikh al-Baghdadi, and you know, and some people arrived late, and they find a very far place to sit, you know, because most of the students or most of the murids, they try to sit so close to the Sheikh. The problem there's no place, and they sitting away. And I remember once we were sitting there, and I was a little bit away, and many better than me, and most of the murids, they are better than me. They were away, you know, they were away, and you know, we thought in our in silent, oh, we would like to be closer to the Sheikh. And the Sheikh looked at all of us like this, you know, and he said, some people think they are so away from me. The place, it's not the sign of away. The place, it's not sign that you can say I'm away or I close. The sign is the spirit and the soul. Many people sitting away from me, but they are closest to me than the people sitting next to me. And this is a very important sign that I need to be so close to myself, or so close to the essence of the light. The essence of the light. And also he continued, he say to us, some people, you can bring them so close to you, but they couldn't deal with this, and they will lose to be with you. Then you'll be away and they will be away. It's very great and very deep class was with the Sheikh, right? Thank you for this. It's very important, yeah, to do this. And the light, what you say that Hamad mentioned, it's very important because Majid is so close, not only to the light. The people think what the meaning of the light. When we speak about the meaning of the light, you know, we can see and we can think, because many people think that they can catch the spiritual thing through the rational mind. It cannot be, because we need to taste it and to know that there is no color of this. As we mentioned last time, look, everything came from the water. There's no color, there's no taste, right? You remember that? Because if there is a color for the water, we can be one color like the water, because all of us, we are water. Come to say 95% of us is water, and all of our food will be one taste. Then it's very important to imagine that the light, it's not one light. You know that in the deep Sufi tradition, we have a very, very, very dark light, and we have a very light light. And then what the meaning of the light? The light, it's not only the light that it can allow us to see or to watch or to think. Yeah.
It's been quite a class. Quite a class. It's wonderful. The soft way, you know.
Yes.
I don't know where to go with this now, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, Zuleika made up a song for Rabia's words, right? Rabia's words.
Rabia, right.
Yeah, and one of the thing was eating the bread of this world while doing the work of that world.
Yes. الدنيا تأكل خبز الدنيا لتدرك طعم الندى على رضيك لا تغادر يا حبيبي هذه مرابعنا تنجلي علينا من هنيات المدى يا حبيبي خبزنا 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 خبز سماوي خبز سماوي أحبه أحبه. Ooh.